Namaste, everybody. I'm going to talk about yogic leadership. A few days back, we had a global program in Ujjain, which is in India. And people from all 5 continents came in that program. Hall was full of seekers, hundreds of them. And there was a big LED display. And there was a cameraman who was recording the whole program. And I observed that by chance, whenever camera used to cover the audience, whosoever used to get focused on camera used to be seen on LED screen. So the moment a person will see himself on LED screen, person feels so joyous. They start waving hands. Everybody, irrespective, almost everybody started smiling, feeling happy the moment they were seen on the camera. This is what happens. Whenever reflection of self is seen, it brings joy. It is only the digital reflection of self brings so much joy you can imagine. Imagine when the real reflection of self happens. What must be the level of happiness and ecstasy? Yogic leadership is the art and science of actual reflection of self. We grew up listening this story in India. It is one of my favorite stories. So this prince was awarded as the crown prince. He was the next king. So he thought to wander around the kingdom to understand how the kingdom works. Then he saw a whole palace also. In a particular room of the palace, he saw there were many pictures, paintings. But a particular painting was very beautiful. The moment he saw that painting, the painting was of a small girl. And the title of the painting was Princess of Kashi. The painting was so beautiful that the prince lost himself in that painting. He saw a signature of the artist and there was a date also with the signature. It was a 15 years old date. So the prince added 15 years to the tentative age of that girl. And he happened to realize that the girl must be of his own age. And suddenly a sankalpa came in him. Determination that I am going to marry her only. And then the prince forgot himself in that painting, in that girl. King and queen were worried. They deployed a minister to understand what is the matter. When minister came to know about the matter, minister started smiling. He said, look, prince, we need to talk. Prince replied, no talking. First, you are sure you'll get me married to her. Then only I will talk. Minister took a deep breath and he said, look, if after listening to me carefully, if you still insist to marry her, I will give away my head, my life, but will make you marry her. Don't worry. Now listen. Now, prince was all his ears. Minister started explaining that you'll be happy to know that I know this girl. I know the artist also. I know everything about this painting. And then it is a 15 years old story. An incident happened in our kingdom. There was a big festival in our kingdom. And all kings and emperors from different parts of the country were invited in that festival. There was a skit drama company which was to come and play a drama, and the title of the drama was Princess of Kashi. And there was a girl who was to play the role of the childhood of Princess of Kashi. But one day before, when the play was actually to happen, this little girl fell sick. So she couldn't play. Now what to do? Next day, everybody was there to see the drama, but the main character was sick. So in that difficult situation, Queen of our country, your mother, gave a great idea. So Prince, you were also very small that time. Very cute. So Queen suggested, why don't we put some wig over you? Give some makeup to you. Little bit of rehearsal. And then you can be plotted in the drama as in Princess of Kashi. So this is what happened. You played as Princess of Kashi. And the drama was a super hit. And in order to remember that drama, we made a painting of yours titled Princess of Kashi. So then minister took a deeper breath and said, so my dear Prince, the one you were searching everywhere, the one who is the key to your joy, definition of your happiness, without whom you cannot feel successful, the one whom you are searching everywhere, Tat Tvam Asi, Prince, you are that. If you summarize 5,000 years of Indic wisdom in 4 books, then those 4 books will be 4 Vedas. But if you summarize all 4 books in 3 words, then those 3 words are Tat Tvam Asi. You are that. Who is responsible for your joy, for your sufferings, for your misery, for your happiness, for your liberation, for everything that is happening. Nobody to blame. This is what is the essence of yogic leadership. But giving reins back in our hands. It is made up of 2 words, yogic and leadership. All masters are here. All sincere seekers are here. Yoga at micro level means connecting my thought, speech, body and soul together. Body, mind, soul together is yoga. But at macro level, when I see me in you in me, and us in all, it is also yoga. So when I say yogic leadership, yoga is 1, seeing divine in me, connecting with my own divine self, and seeing divine in everybody else is yoga. And yogic leadership, 1 word definition of leadership is influence. If I can influence myself to that level of elevation, consciousness, where I can connect, see divine in self and divine in everywhere around, it means I am established in yogic leadership. Ramana Maharshi was once asked, Maharshi, how should we behave with others? Maharshi smiled and replied, there are no others. There are no others. We all are one. That level of consciousness is united consciousness. So when I say bringing my thought, speech, actions, one aligned, that's why when we say namaste, our thumb indicates towards our heart. Our fingers indicates towards our head and our hands together. It means with all my heart and feelings, with all my head and cognition, and with all my hands and action, Namaste, I bow down to you. I bow down to the divine in you, but I am not saying it for the sake of saying. I feel it from the bottom of my heart. This is what are my thoughts also. And go and see. These are my actions also. So when my thought, speech and action are aligned, I am on the path of yoga. When I am seated here, physically, mentally, spiritually, I am absolutely here. No roaming around. I am in yoga. How many times it happened to you while listening to the talk? You went to your office and came back. You went to your home and came back. Think about it and raise your hands quick. Whenever we went and came back, those were the moments we were not aligned in yoga. This alignment is needed because when our thoughts, speech and actions are against each other, then psychology says it's a dissonance. Dissonance. And nobody can resist a dissonance because it's a destructive force. Like when I say something and I do something, then it is a dissonance inside my mind. Whether other person doesn't know about it, but at least I know that I'm not living what I'm preaching. It is a dissonance inside. So how many of you felt dissonance in life ever? When you said something, but you yourself are not doing it and you feel sad about it. Can you raise your hands? Perfect. We feel dissonance many times. How many of you felt something when you know what is right, but still we felt inability to do that? How many of you felt this? We know what is wrong, but we feel inability to refrain from doing it. Yes, it's a dissonance. So I was taking session in India somewhere. So there were some people who used to smoke. And the packet says it kills. The packet itself says it kills when you smoke. So whenever we do a wrong thing which we know is wrong, but still we can't stop. It can be anything. Personally, professionally, behaviorally, emotionally. We know it's wrong, but still we are doing it. It can be getting up, not getting up early in morning. We know it's wrong. We should get up, but still. It can be anything. We know what is right and not doing it. So, research says that when people feel this dissonance, they resort to 4 methods. Now, I'm giving you 10 seconds to think about your dissonance. What is one thing that you know is wrong but still you are doing, or what is that one thing which you know is right but still not doing? In both cases, it's a dissonance. Think about it. And now I will tell you 4 methods people adopt to reduce the dissonance. So giving you 10 seconds, till I'll bring it. Think of any place, anywhere where you are feeling dissonance. Not aligned, not yogic. Saying something, doing something. What is right, still not doing it. What is wrong, still not able to be away from it. It can be being diabetic, still eating sweet. Fine? Perfect. So, there are 4 things people resort to. Now, I'm going to tell you 4 techniques which people use and let me know which technique you use. So, those people who smoke cigarette, they know it kills, but still they use it. So, method number 1. They change the action. Method number 1, when there is no alignment between action and thought. Action is smoking cigarette and thought is, it kills. Yes? Method number 1 is change the action. Simple. Stop smoking. Start getting up. Start doing what is right to be done. Method number 1. Change the action. Think about it. Now method number 2, because not everybody change the action. Method number 2, change the thought. It's that simple. So what they do is they change the thought. What they do is they say, sir, You don't know how much stress I go through in life. Oh my God. 16 hours, 18 hours working. I need to smoke. It's a stress buster. What they are doing is because they can't change the thought. They change the action, they will change the thought. They will try to justify it. This is method number 2. Think about it, how many of us are doing it. Method number 2, we justify the action, changing the thoughts. Method number 3, some people, the action is so wrong that they can't justify it. So they create method number 3, a bridge. The method is called bridge. So what is bridge? They can't justify the action, they can't change the thought also, but they'll create a bridge. They will say, you know, sir, you see me smoking, but you must know that I run every day 2 hours in the morning. I have a very healthy diet plan, you know that. My habits are very healthy other than this smoking. So what he is doing is creating a bridge, you know. So some people create a bridge, additional thought, because they can't change the action. They add a thought so that the dissonance can be reduced. And the last and the fourth method, they trivialize the thought. They can't remove the thought, then they trivialize the thought. What is that? They make thought appear very small. They say, look, sir, everybody has to die one day. He will also die, she will also die. People die. I know many people who got cancer without smoking. So, you know, though, there are statistics. So, and another thing, this body is perishable. So, 4 methods. Trivialize the thoughts. Okay. Now, raise your hands. Which path you adopt? How many of you change the action? Raise your hands. Quick. Be honest. Quick, fast. I know very few of it. Don't feel bad. Second, how many of us change the thought then? Quick. Okay. How many of us create a bridge thought? Quick, quick, quick. How many of us trivialize the thought itself? So, how to assure that we can change the action, which is the best method, is yogic leadership. Now let's talk about it. There are 4 steps towards it. Step number 1. Scripture says the first step is know your purpose of life. Know the purpose of life. When people are absolutely clear about the purpose of life, then the journey begins. Why am I here? What is the purpose? So Narendra met Ramakrishna Paramahansa and he asked, have you seen God? Ramakrishna Paramahansa had a glitter in his eyes. He said, yes. Not only seen, I eat with God. I talk to God daily. We had dinner together last night. Narendra said, oh, is that so? Can you send God to my place? Can you make me meet? Ramakrishna Paramahansa said, leave meeting. I can send God to your place. He was very much clear in his thoughts, Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Narendra has never seen such a person before. Narendra said, okay, fine, do you have my address? Ramakrishna Paramahansa said, that is the question. Do you have your address? Narendra immediately took a pen and wrote his address and gave it to Ramakrishna Paramahansa. He said, this is my address. What time? We'll send God. He, mumukshutva of Narendra, so much eager to meet God. Ramakrishna Paramahansa, when he saw the address, he looked into the eyes of Narendra and said, Narendra, this is your home's address. Give me your address, I will send God. That day Narendra realized, my home address is not my address. The career aspiration is not purpose. purpose of life, Shastra says, Artha, Kama, Dharma, Moksha. 4 Purusharthas. Artha, ability to earn, ability to be financially stable. Kama, fulfilling your desires. But they are stations of life, not destinations of life. I'm sure all of you are here because you know this thing for sure. Otherwise, people who are young over here, it is not your age to be found here. If you are found here, it means you know for sure that these are gestations. They are not destinations. Third is dharma, contributing into others' well-being. This is the only difference between an animal and a human being. We can think beyond ourselves. Dharma. And last is moksha, liberation, emotional independence. I do not depend on any person, place, or thing for my happiness. Is moksha. I am happy irrespective of place, person, things happening around. So highest purpose is moksha. Schopenhauer, a famous German, he mentioned that happiness has a formula. It is resources oblique desires. Resources oblique desires. So, but this formula has a catch. When resources increase, desires increases 3 times. So they get multiplied by 1 by 3. So when I had one resource and there was, let's say, when we were a kid, so let's say they were 1 by 1, 100% happiness. One resource, one desire, we were happy. But the formula says that it gets multiplied by 1 by 3. So when resources became 2, desire becomes 6. When resources becomes 3, desire becomes 9. So now we have more resources than we had when we were a kid. But we are less happy in comparison to when we were a kid. You see at your home a small kid. He will run from that wall to that wall and he is very happy. And parents are confused, what is there to be happy about? Touching that wall and touching that wall, why they are happy? I was taking session in Canada, it was so fun. So what happened is like here. So there was a big building with around 70, 80 floors in Chicago. No, it was in US. So in Chicago, I had a session. So there was a building of 70 floors. So we were waiting. There were 6 lifts, elevators. We were waiting for elevators. I was waiting. There was a couple, old age couple. 2 of them, me 3. We were waiting for lift. And suddenly a small kid of 3 years old, 2.5 years or 3 years, came rushing to the corridor, naked. Fine. Came rushing to the corridor naked. And behind him, his father with the towel was running up. And suddenly father caught hold of him and then tied the towel. And then they were also to go to some floor. Then we were 5 now. That couple, me and those 2. We were waiting. And how do we wait for the lift? We all were waiting like this. And suddenly that small boy said, what do you think? Which lift will come first? He asked from all of us. Individually he asked. Somebody said A, somebody said B, I said D, and somebody said E. Then he said, I think C will come first. And then he said, let's see who wins. And suddenly he started moving around there, seeing the lifts. And I noticed that everybody of us were interested to see which lift is coming. Right? So that old age person, he asked that small child. He said, what if I win? What will I get? Smiling, he asked, if I win, what will I get? That little child looked into his eyes and replied, nothing. I still remember, this is what has happened to us. Child knows We can't become happy without getting anything. What will I get is the question. Child is happy in that moment. This is what he wants. Schopenhauer said, this is what happens to life. And that's why when we work for the highest objectives, life becomes like a child. When we know that the motive of life is peace and happiness. You all have seen Tom and Jerry. I was a kid when I used to see Tom and Jerry. Now my kids are seeing it. But that fellow, Tom, could not catch Jerry in the last 40 years. Still running behind. You think there can be many reasons why this Tom couldn't catch Jerry. Tom is big in size, Jerry is small in size. But if you look deep, what is the purpose why Tom is running? Tom is running for 2 times meal. Jerry is what? Just meal for him. The objective, the purpose of Tom is very small. 2 times meal. But Jerry is running for his life. So it is true that the size of Jerry is small and the size of Tom is big. But the purpose of Jerry is big and purpose of Tom is small. And in life, purpose precedes performance. Higher the purpose, higher the performance. Moksha is the biggest purpose. Nothing less than that. When people who are driven with this purpose, they do not get shaken by material jerks. Things come and things go. They are stations. When our eyes are set on the big objective, small things doesn't matter. So first is purpose of life. Second is step 2, karma yoga. Now having clear about the purpose of life as moksha as the purpose of life, then going for karma yoga. 5 elements of karma yoga to be adopted in life. 1, knowing what is karma and knowing what is vikarma. Chapter 3 Bhagavad Gita talks about Arjun. Krishna says, Arjun, one should know what is karma, what is vikarma and what is akarma, and majority of the people get confused, Krishna says, because they are deep. So knowing what is karma and what is vikarma. Karma means know what is in your zone of control. What are the things that you can control? Act on that. Vikarma are prohibited. Those things which are not in your zone of control. Or those things, those actions which are prohibited. So one thing, know what you can control and know what you can't control. Be very clear about it. People who feel miserable, one of the reasons is they try to control the uncontrollable. I'm giving you 10 seconds to think about when was the last time you felt miserable. Think about it. When was the last time you felt miserable? Think about it. It can be anything. You were unable to catch a flight, stuck in traffic. It can be somebody's behavior. It can be anything. It can be when the world behaved irrational with you. People, world, or others. Thought of it? Now think about it. For how many of you the case was, actually, there was something which you can't control, but that was affecting you. Can you raise your hands? You'll find in majority of the cases it will happen. Krishna says, know what you can't control. And know what you can control. And what you can control, give your 100% efforts in it. So second thing about karma yoga is, give your 100% efforts on whatever is you can control. Gita says, yoga karmashu kaushalam. Either you don't do it, but if you are doing it, give it your 100%. No half-hearted things. Either have guts to refuse it. But if you are in it, then be in it. Either be out of it or be in it. But whatever you do, give your 100%. Yoga Karma Shukasana. First is know what is karma, what is vikarma. Second is yoga karma shukasana. Third is whatever you do, wherever you do, give your 100% focus. No distracted focus. Absolutely focused. No bahu shakha buddhi. Distracted mind. When you give your 100% focus, automatically things improve. If it is a karma yoga, your focus will be 100%. Samadho achala buddhi. No deviation. Stable mind in whatever we are doing. Pin drop focus. One relationship at a time. One person at a time is relationship. You focus on one person at a time, that relation will prosper. One problem at a time is management. Identify a problem, solve it. One day at a time is life. One thought at a time is meditation. Focus. Our quality of focus decides our quality of life. Wherever, whatever we are doing. So third is 100% focus. Fourth is accepting the results as it is. When you have given your 100% efforts, 100% focus, what else can you do about it? Nothing. So now accept the results as it is. Whether it is victory or failure. After giving your 100%, give your best and leave the rest. Accept it. People who don't accept, they feel miserable. They choose misery. Accept it. Gita says, Samatvam yoga uchyate. In victory and failure, be balanced, equipoised. Because you have given your 100%. Now whatever comes, accept it. And fifth and last is surrender. Ishwar pranidhana. Surrender to all choiceless situations of life. Remember, we discussed first, there are few things we can control, we can't. Things which we can't control, they are choiceless. Surrender to the choiceless situation. Accept the choiceless situations. So this rule, if you can remember, left hand, can you make all of you? Like this. How many of you remember the Fleming's left hand rule? In physics, we used to study Fleming's left hand rule. Remember that? Yes. So the Fleming's left hand rule is this. It was actually, this is the direction of current, this is magnetic field, and this is the resultant force. This is that rule is actually. But for life it is, this is my way. I wanted life to go this way. I thought I will do this in life. I thought I will marry this person, this job, this life, and this is what I thought for myself. This is my way. These three fingers indicate highway. Highway. My parents thought I will do this. My neighbors thought I will do this. My teachers thought I will do this. Everybody around me, they also thought something about me. I will do this. So this is my way. This is highway. And now today when I see my life, life has neither gone my way, nor has gone highway. So where is life going? Thy way. So when life is not going my way, neither highway, know for sure it's going thy way, and thy way is always correct. It's correct. This is called karma. Now let's go for, after karma, what karma yoga gives as a gift? Chitta shuddhi, purity of mind. Mind becomes pure, clear, no confusions. I can't control it, I don't want to talk about it. Let me focus what I can control. Wherever I do, I give my 100%. The person is absolutely clear in his mind. But then third stage comes is upasana yoga. Upasana, asana means sitting. Up means next to yourself. Sitting next to yourself. So now what we need to do along with this karma yoga, upasana yoga, sit next to yourself. Love yourself, you'll have at least one person loving you in any case. Upasana yoga. So Upasana yoga has 4 components in it. First is physical or sensory discipline. What is sensory discipline? My eyes will focus on those things which will take me towards my purpose of life. I will listen only those things which will take me towards my purpose of life. I will eat those things which will take me towards my purpose of life. All senses will be focusing on the purpose of life, that is moksha, or whatever is the biggest purpose. That is first, sensory discipline. Second is verbal discipline. How many of you it ever happened that you spoke something and later on you repented, I shouldn't have said it? Can you raise your hands? In the sway of emotion, you said something, and later on you thought you shouldn't have said it. Fine. It's called verbal discipline. When you refrain from speaking in the sway of emotions, there will be less conflicts in life. How many of you agree with what I'm saying? Third is mental discipline. Mental discipline it comes through meditation. Stability in mind. So, sensory discipline, verbal discipline, mental discipline, meditation. When we do this, the gift of Upasana Yoga is Chitta Sthiti, stability of mind. Karma Yoga gave purity of mind. Upasana Yoga gave stability of mind. Now my mind is pure and stable. It's like there is a water and which is stable and clear. Now when the water is stable and clear, then sun can reflect clearly on it. But if it is a muddy water, reflection cannot be right. But if there are many ripples on the water, then we'll see dancing sun. No reflection. So when the water is clear and stable, stability comes from Karma Yoga, purity comes from Karma Yoga, stability comes from Upasana Yoga. Now we are ready for Jnana Yoga. Right reflections. So step 4, Jnana Yoga. Whatever, 3 things in Jnana Yoga. Shravanam, reception. Receiving the knowledge from all parts. Scriptures, masters, satsanga, books. Receiving. Shravanam. Then mananam, contemplation on that. Adi Shankaracharya was once asked why it happens that we learn a lot but no change in behavior happens. Adi Shankaracharya said that it happens because people don't contemplate. Second is mananam, contemplation. And third is nididhyasanam. Raman Maharshi was asked, which is your favorite asana? Raman Maharshi replied, nididhyasana. Nididhyasana means internalizing. Whatever is heard, contemplated, the essence of that contemplation should be internalized. We should become what we are learning. Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. Like a lamp doesn't say it has light. When you see lamp, it can be seen. So last thing is internalization. When an internalization happens by repeated practice. And by repeated practice, it creates neural pathways. Neural pathways are sanskaras. Then it becomes the way we live. Our competency becomes unconscious competency. So there are 4 levels of development. Level 1, unconscious incompetency. I'm not even conscious about my incompetence. I feel only this is life. Artha and Kama is life. But then some wise person met me and then I became conscious. Then level 2, conscious incompetency. Now I am conscious about incompetence. Then I learned scriptures, I went to gurus, I followed satsanga. Now I elevated. Level 3, conscious competency. Here I need to be conscious that I shouldn't be angry. The moment I will be not conscious, I'll become angry. So conscious competency. And the perfection comes in level 4. Unconscious competence. It becomes the way we live. Without our noticing it. That is Jnana Yoga. And where is Bhakti Yoga? It is the foundation of all three yogas. Bhakti is devotion. Any karma without devotion cannot happen. Any upasana without devotion cannot happen. Any knowledge learning without devotion cannot happen. So Bhakti Yoga is the foundation of all three. Bhakti Yoga. Swami Vivekananda told about his master. In London, in his speech, about his famous speech, My Master. He said about Ramakrishna Paramahansa that people were asking, tell us something about his Guru. So he replied that I appear to be a jnani, but inside I am a bhakta. And that old man in Dakshineshwar, Ramakrishna Paramahansa, he appears like a bhakta, but I have never seen a greater jnani than him. So, Bhakti Yoga is the foundation of everything. So I repeat what I said. When the reflection, digital reflection can make us happy, spiritual reflection, imagine where will it take us? How does that spiritual reflection happen? Remember Kashi ki Rajkumari, Tat Tvam Asi. You are that. Nobody else is responsible. And living that is called yogic leadership. Yoga at micro level is alignment of thought, speech, and action. At macro level is alignment of us all together. Leadership is influence. If I can influence myself in that state of consciousness, it means I'm leading a life of yogic leadership. When the alignment is not there, it leads to dissonance. Dissonance people deal with by 4 methods. 1, they change the actions. 2, they change the thoughts. 3, they create a bridge thought. And 4, they trivialize the thought. But the best option is change the action. How to do this? Yogic leadership. Step 1, identify your purpose of life. In life, purpose precedes performance. Instead of artha, kama, go for dharma and moksha. The biggest possible purpose. My home address is not my address. And then leading life of a karma yoga, know what is karma, know what is vikarma. Second, give your 100%. Yoga karmshu kaushlam. Third, focus 100%. Samadho achala buddhi. Fourth is accept results as they are. Samatvam yoguchyate. Fifth is surrender. Fleming's left-hand rule. Ishwar pranidhana. When we live it, it becomes karma yoga. Then upasana yoga we need to do simultaneously. Disciplines of mind. Sitting next to yourself is upasana. Sensory upasana, my 5 senses should be goal driven. Second, verbal discipline. And third is mental discipline that comes by meditation. Once I have got chitta sthiti, stability of mind by upasana yoga, purity of mind by karma yoga, then I'm ready to access jnana in the right perspective. Shravanam, reception. Mananam, contemplation. Nididhyasanam, living it daily. There is Bhakti Yoga, it is the foundation. Without devotion, nothing can happen in life. So, at the final comment, remark, if you have these 2 hands, and if you try to write your full name with this hand, you can write it well. But if you attempt to write your full name with this hand, you can't do it properly. Yes? Why it happens? These 2 hands are brothers. They were born together. Yes? They came into existence together, but whenever you went into any class, when you went to nursery, this hand used to practice whatever was taught. This hand used to sit idle. Still sitting. When you went to 5th grade, whatever was taught, this hand used to practice. This used to sit idle there also. In 10th grade also, this used to practice, this used to sit idle. So today, this hand is graduated already. And this is in nursery still. Why? Because whatever was taught in satsanga, it practiced it. And this only clapped, said it was nice and forgot. In absence of nididhyasana, if so much difference can happen in the hands of one person, you can imagine how much difference will it create in 2 people. I'm sure whatever is being discussed in this Congress for these 2 days, whatever is closer to your heart, we all will certainly inculcate it so that we can create a better being within us and create a better world around us. Thank you.